What if I told you that the Apple Vision Pro made somebody cry? Oh, I know, crazy. But in a moment, I'm going to host an Apple Vision Pro roundtable where I talk to a bunch of Vision Pro owners, get their thoughts about their experiences with the Apple Vision Pro, what they like, what they don't like, and you'll find out how the Apple Vision Pro made one person cry. What's up, people? This your boy Viper, the man about tech, back again for the video. And yes, the Apple Vision Pro made somebody cry. But don't just take my word for it. Let's go ahead and get the roundtable started. And before we do that, though, make sure if you want some more Apple Vision Pro content, hit subscribe. So monkeys in the truck, roll the clap. All right, so this is the roundtable. I'm talking to some fellow Apple Vision Pro owners, so I want to get their thoughts and opinions on their experience with the Apple Vision Pro. I'm going to start with Dallin over here. Dallin, how long have you had your Apple Vision Pro, sir?
I've had it since launch day.
And how are you liking it? What's your experience been so far?
It's been great. I've had a few issues with it. I've had to go to the Apple store. There's been some issues for me with the power adapter. It was making some weird noises. But it's been pretty good for me overall, and I just love using it, so yeah.
Benny, how about you? How long have you had your Vision Pro?
Hello, I have my Vision Pro since launch day as well, or 2 days after launch day. I really like it because I used to spend a lot of time in my house with the Vision Pro. Now I can like do things. In the beginning, it was a little isolating. Like I was by myself. No, I was not connected to people. But after I learned about this space app, things changed. Now I wanna be here all the time. Even when I'm at work, I can connect to the group through my cell phone because now it's a community where I can be all day connected to them, talking to them. So really, this was a very good change after I got the Vision Pro.
Awesome, awesome. Good to hear it, man. Lisa, I
Thank
don't
you.
think you've had yours since launch day too, correct?
Yes, I got mine on launch day as well.
And how are you liking your experience so far?
I absolutely love it. Am thrilled with the Apple Vision Pro. I had it for 2 weeks before discovering the InSpace app. So I was just consuming all kinds of content. Everything looks gorgeous. I got a little lonely. I discovered InSpace, and now I'm meeting people from all over the world, and it's been absolutely fantastic.
That is awesome. Yeah, InSpace has been amazing for meeting like-minded Vision Pro owners, so love this app for sure. Jason, how long have you had yours, sir?
I think I had mine 4 days after release day.
And how has your experience been so far?
Great. A lot of stuff to do at the beginning of it, then I kind of reached a little bit of was quieted down a little bit. But once we found the InSpace app, I know my perspective of the Vision Pro changed quite a bit. Meeting a lot of great people, so yeah.
Nice. Junior, are you there with us, sir?
I got mine on launch day. Like everybody else, I felt kind of isolated because I didn't find this app until a couple weeks later. Yeah, I think initially I was a little discouraged because I wasn't able to watch my own content, as in 3D movies and things. But over time, maybe a week or so later, I found a couple of apps that support that. I didn't really want to have a subscription to all these different apps to be able to watch content. So now it's correcting itself. I think developers are, starting to develop things, that allow us to do different things. And like everybody else, finding this community, supportive community that meets on a nightly basis has really helped.
That's pretty awesome. Sam, how long have you had your Vision Pro, sir?
Oh, how long have I had it? I've had it for about since the end of February, and yeah, I really like it. Watching a lot of Apple TV Plus, and yeah.
Nice. BB, how long have you had your Apple Vision Pro, sir?
I got mine a few weeks, I think a week after it got released, even though I am not based out of the US. I did find it in a local store. I'm from Oman, which is next to Dubai. Loving it. In spite of being so far and no access to the Apple stores, in spite of that, I'm loving the experience. Watching movies and browsing is a different experience altogether. But after coming to InSpace, it gave us a different reason to be here on a day-to-day basis because you made so many friends. The database, the user base is not very big yet with regards to the device, but InSpace has brought a lot of people together.
So I see a few of you all tonight have talked about the device feeling insulating. Now, when it first came out, I really didn't feel that way, but finding InSpace and being able to meet like-minded individuals that own the Apple Vision Pro kind of changes your perspective. So it sounds like you all kind of feel that way, that InSpace and having this app bring us together, it kind of changed you guys' perspective about the installation of the Apple Vision Pro. Is that right? Fair to say?
That's
Yes,
correct.
yes, yes.
Definitely, yeah. And then also, I think spatial persona FaceTime has
Oh, yes.
also been a great new addition to the Vision Pro. So,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So now I'm interested to talk about the comfort because there's been a lot of talk about the weight of the Vision Pro and it being too heavy. So how have you guys fared with the comfort level of your Vision Pro?
I mean, I think I've built up a tolerance to it because when I first got it, solo loop band was really like the pressure on my face was really tough or hard. So I switched to the dual loop band, and then I just switched back to the solo loop band, and I don't have the same problems that I did when I first got it. So yeah.
So my situation is pretty much the same as Sam's. Solo first, went to dual, and then now I reverted back to solo. And wearing solo the second time around, it's almost like a whole new strap to me at this point. Like the complaints I had before are totally not there now. So I don't know what
agree.
it is.
Yeah.
I think you just
I
have to
agree
build
with
up that
Jason.
tolerance.
Yeah.
Now I'm with the solo loop as well, and the solo knit band is really comfortable. No complaints whatsoever.
In the beginning, it feel a little heavy. That's true. But then when you start doing things like watching a movie or being here in space, you forget about you had this on you. You feel like you are in your home normally doing something. You don't feel about it. You don't never think about it. You never think about the weight on your face.
So
Lisa.
for my experience is completely different from everybody else. After 2 days, as much as I loved what I saw in here, I was ready to return it. It hurt my face so
Oh, really?
much. I think I have a small head, I guess. It was just not comfortable. So I have tried out all of the things, and I have settled right now with an open face system, which is a 3D printed thing I bought on Etsy, and I'm using a Bobo VR M1 as well, which is like this big headset thing, and I have clipped the battery onto the back of it for counterweight. So I probably look ridiculous, but I'm so comfortable I can be in here for 8 hours without even thinking twice about it.
The best thing is that we cannot see it from here, Lisa.
Exactly, exactly. When I wore it out in public, I didn't wear all that, I'll tell you.
Go ahead, Dallin.
Hi, Scott.
I'm just using the normal solo knit band. I've tried the dual loop band a few times, just for like a few minutes, and it was always just kind of annoying for me to use because of the Velcro, and it was just hard to get the perfect fit. So yeah, I've just been using this one, and it's been pretty comfortable for me. So.
Gotcha. God, we've been talking about the fit and comfort of the Vision Pro. How's it coming for you?
I'm using a single band. I tried the dual one and it actually felt worse, but I wear it all day long. Sometimes I'll wear it 12 hours. I even wear it at work.
So that's another question I want to ask you guys. How long have you worn it in one sitting?
3 hours at a time. It's the longest for me.
3 hours?
By the way, my man Viper finally found you on InSpace.
Appreciate you being here, Munoz. Go ahead, Benny.
Probably 7 hours, 8 hours.
Okay.
I guess, yeah.
One of my days, I think I probably close to 12 hours with maybe a half an hour break in between.
Woo!
And I was in pain, but just because I was up so late, not like physical pain in my face, but it was too long to be. Yeah.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, along with what Jason is saying, many of us have talked about how we're losing sleep. We're not getting enough sleep
Yes.
because we're spending so much
Yes.
time hanging out together
Yep.
here.
yeah. I've spent probably maybe not 12 hours, but a
Close to
good
that.
amount of time
Close
in
to
the
it.
Vision Pro. I don't know exactly an hour count, but I don't know. But what's interesting, kind of related, is I feel like this is way less strenuous on my eyes, the Vision Pro is, than my computer. If I spent the same amount of time just sitting on my computer, and also just taxing like on my back, if I was just sitting on a couch or in a chair, I think that I would feel much worse overall if I was using just a computer than I would with the Vision Pro, just because my eye strain and my back kind of hunching over more, just overall, and also my hands sometimes get cramped from typing. I think the Vision Pro is much better ergonomically,
Wow.
at
Okay.
least for me. I don't have any comfort issues with it, also, which probably helps.
That's pretty incredible. Okay.
So yeah.
So obviously we all love InSpace. I mean, that's how a lot of us met here. But I'm curious, what is you guys' favorite app outside of InSpace?
Apple TV.
Okay.
Yeah, same, probably.
Apple TV is pretty great. This is not probably not my favorite app because it's not super functional, but a really beautifully made app is Black Box Puzzles.
Mm.
Well, it's just called Black Box for Vision, but it's a puzzle game, and it's a really beautifully made app with just some fun puzzles that you can do, and it's just a very nice app. So yeah.
My favorite app keeps on changing. I mean, the Vision Pro is just becoming more and more functional for me. So as it slowly starts to replace things from my iPad, it's just hard to say favorite app aside from InSpace because it's just becoming functional. I mean, just due to book club yesterday, I just discovered the Kindle app. I didn't know that Amazon had finally released it on here.
Yep.
And so now I've been enjoying that. You know, sitting there. Yeah, I know. Don't discuss. Okay, you're right. I'm breaking rules. This is like Fight Club. We'll get in trouble. But anyhow, I'm just saying that the Kindle app I've just been playing with today, and so I can almost say that's my favorite app. But that's just an extension of what I usually do on my iPad or my phone. So overall, in terms of the Vision Pro, it's hard to say one favorite app. Actually, you know, I just after watching your video, Viper, I was playing with the Best Buy app today. Because I finally got around to playing around with that today. So, I mean, I think it just keeps on changing what's a favorite app based on what comes out.
Gotcha.
Yeah, there are quite a few interesting ones, Viper, because Netflix is not officially on the Vision Pro yet. So there are apps like Supercut where
Yes.
you can watch really excellent quality of your Netflix videos. There is Lens for YouTube.
Yep.
Of course, there is the Best Buy app that even as Munoz said, I saw it because of your videos. And InSpace, can't get enough of InSpace. This is the watering ground, you know, a meeting ground for a lot of people, and this is one of, you know, when they talk about the killer app, in my opinion,
What's this?
this is it. But
True.
We'll
you-
hear
you
that all
see
day
it.
long, BB.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, we spend a lot of time here. But entertainment-wise, Apple TV, of course, is one of them, and yeah, Disney.
Yeah, this is very good too. Yeah.
It's always fine to see
I'm just
Viper
gonna-
so calm. He's on InSpace, so he's completely calm.
Yeah,
I'm just going to mention one more thing.
Sure.
Root just mentioned it in the chat, and also I was going to say this. Mac Virtual Display, it's not really an app, but great feature. So, yeah.
Speaking of features, are there any features that are not on Vision Pro right now that you guys would love to see come to the Vision Pro, maybe with Vision OS 2.0 or maybe later down the line?
iPhone mirroring.
Mm.
Gotta have iPhone mirroring.
Yes.
Or connectivity.
That's correct.
Oh, able to take phone calls on my Apple Vision.
Yeah,
Pro
Yeah.
that's the
as
big
well.
thing. Take the phone calls.
I've mentioned that in several videos now.
And
Yes.
being able to unlock your iPhone with the Vision Pro.
Yes.
And
Yes.
apps. I think
Yes,
also
please.
apps on there too. You know, the other day I was using an app on my iPhone, but I was in my Vision Pro. I think it was actually a banking app, and that forced me to have to re-log in and everything, even though usually it's on Face ID, just because it failed one time while I was wearing the Vision Pro. So I had to go
Yep.
look up my password, and then redo it. because it wouldn't log in Face ID again after that. So yeah, the connectivity of the iPhone is definitely a huge one. I'm sure that's coming anyways. It's Apple ecosystem after all.
Hope so.
It would be nice if they could lock in your environment so you get your windows all in place and then you leave and come back and you have to set yourself back up again. And I
that'd be
All right.
10
Like
windows there. It'd be
pin it.
nice if they
Yeah.
stayed in place.
Yeah.
Yes,
Like
yes.
being able to pin it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A mini travel mode. Mini travel mode, like say you're talking to people on FaceTime and you just have them in Windows and you're walking from room to room. It'd be nice to have a mini so you can pin them up in some place and then they travel with you as you walk around, even in your own house or something.
That would be nice, yeah.
Yeah.
But also, I would like to have Netflix. I watch a lot of shows on Netflix, so I would like to have it in Vision Pro.
Yes, that
But
would
you've
be
been
awesome.
using the
Again.
other-
Yeah.
You've been using the other app.
And the
haven't you,
YouTube
Benny?
app.
I haven't used that one yet. The code, what is the
Supercut?
name? BB?
Supercut.
Supercut.
It's
Not
very
yet.
Use that, you'll feel like
I
you
will
won't need
download it today.
Netflix.
Yeah, I recommend that.
Yeah, Supercut is the best Netflix alternative right now. Definitely.
That's right. That's right.
Use that.
And the fact that you can pull out 3D models from certain websites.
Oh yeah, the USDZ
share.
models is great.
Yes,
You
to
were right.
share
I
with
do
the
love
other
that.
viewers.
I love
Because
that.
Lisa, you would agree it's visually very enticing. It's very intriguing the fact that you can
Some
get
of
to
them
see
are
this.
absolutely incredible. They are visually stunning. You're right.
That's correct.
So, for all of us who own the Vision Pro, I'm curious to get you guys' thoughts on some of the rhetoric out there that the Vision Pro has failed, even though it's only been out for a few months, but some people think it failed. What are you guys' thoughts on that rhetoric?
Said the same thing about iPods. I mean, it's always my iPods say the same thing about AirPods. Said the same thing about the tablets, the iPad. I mean, that's what they always say. That's just part of the rite of passage with a new Apple product. Enough people are doing it and they love it so much that rhetoric is it's almost like jealousy at this point. Because the only true complaint they have is price. They voice a price objection and they mask it as something else. If the Vision Pro is $50, they'd all have it.
Yeah, most of the people with this complaint are people who don't have it, or they got it for 1 week and then they return it. And you all know that in 1 week you will not able to learn how to use it, or to know all the apps that you can take advantage of. So really, I don't agree with this argument.
Yeah.
From the moment I wake up, the first thought that comes in my head is Vision Pro, and then the last thought is Vision Pro. So, I don't know. I love it. I'm loving every single minute of it. So
Me too.
it has not failed with me. No.
I just think people are just trying to slant. It's popular. It's the new thing.
Yep.
It's Apple. It's a new product from the world's largest tech company, and people want to get views on their videos. So, yeah. And Root is also saying something pretty important in the chat. It hasn't failed because it's a developer-oriented device, but they're also letting people who want entertainment use cases use it early, which is pretty important. I mean, that's why it's so expensive. It's like the Mac Mini Apple Silicon Developer Kit.
Yeah.
Steven saying?
Steven says at night he dreams that his CPAP mask is actually a Vision Pro strapped to his face.
Oh, wow. So, Brandon, we haven't had a chance to talk to you. What are your thoughts about the Vision Pro, sir?
I mean, I'm really enjoying it so far. Some of you have been in chats with me before, and I've mentioned that I'm a musician, and I'm trying to figure out ways to utilize it for music production. And one thing that I would love to see is somehow having a good audio output to record, say, like on Logic Pro. And I know that there is like a developer device that you can actually replace the right headband for and actually have like a USB-C output on there. But I'm kind of wondering if maybe there's going to be the possibility that maybe the USB-C port on the battery could also one day be used for data transfer or for connection.
I know a lot of people are looking to have some kind of input-output that way, yeah.
All right, so obviously we are all living with the Generation 1 version 1, I should say, of the Apple Vision Pro. Curious what you guys would like to see for the second generation of this device. What improvements do you think they can make upon it? What would you like to see in it?
I think better battery life and lighter. And I think probably wider field of view, which is, and actually, bringing that up, I think I think the field of view is more an issue with the light seal and that whole system, because the field of view of the Vision Pro, if you're just like holding it up to your face, is great. It's the light seals and how they're designed that causes the problem with the field of view. If they were more hollow, or not more hollow, but if they were thinner, or structured differently, I think you'd get a much better field of view. So I think we should see some more quality of life improvements, but and there will also be 1,000 more things that Apple adds to it, because it's a second generation product, and Apple always does. Second generation products always get a lot of new advancements. It's like the first or the second iPhone. It's just any new tech product category gets majorly advanced. So
We have comments up here saying he would happily sacrifice the front display for a slightly lighter device, and BB is seconding that.
No.
And Root
Yeah, I
says
would.
he would
So it happened, right?
Root says he would like to have better pass-through, higher refresh rate, and less motion smearing when moving his head from side to side.
I'd like to see more time before that second device comes out, so we can enjoy this longer.
I agree.
And I'd like to see this one sell out also, so we can brag to all the people who didn't buy them.
I think this will be. I think
Well,
this
no,
is like
honestly,
one
I've
of
been
the
waiting
best
for that.
first gen products.
What was that, Dallin?
This thing is great for a first gen product.
Yes, I agree. Yeah.
Yes, I agree.
Absolutely.
Like it randomly restarts sometimes, but it boots up pretty fast. It runs everything pretty at a good speed. It has great features. I think it's already a great product, and that, yeah.
Speaking of first gen product, I am interested. What is the most mind-blowing, jaw-dropping experience that you guys have had with your Vision Pro so far?
Spatial
personas.
FaceTime.
Yeah.
I still need to experience that.
Oh, Brandon, we'll
Wait,
do that
you
later.
haven't done that, Brandon?
I haven't.
Do that later.
You're here with Jason. Jason's like the tour guide for, or he's one of the J's.
I can't believe someone slipped through. We didn't catch him yet.
Jason and Sam will take care of you later, Brandon.
Oh yeah, and Sam's here too.
We'll hook you up.
All right, sounds good.
So for those of y'all who are not familiar with facial persona, for people watching this video, think about all these people here, but think about their avatars being more 3D and them being out of these boxes. So instead of these boxes that you guys are seeing, you will literally see like a 3D representation of these same avatars in the space. And they can move around and different things like that. That is literally what facial personas is like, and it is absolutely incredible.
Yeah, and I think many people agree. So a great description, but even though it was a great description, and some people may have seen what the spatial personas actually look like, there's no way to actually convey what it is to feel it.
Yes.
That's true.
It's crazy.
I've done so many of them. I still feel like each one is like my first time doing it. You just
the
get
fact that you
blown
can
away
get up,
every time.
It feels like you're looking into someone's eyes,
It really
like
does.
actually looking into someone's eyes.
Even more so
It's
than in here, which
bizarre,
is
but
already
in a cool way.
Yeah.
I think that's some of my favorite, or probably my favorite experience on the Vision Pro has
BB's got a good point over there.
been spatial personas, or maybe, like I had mentioned earlier, maybe Black Box. It's just a really nice app. It's very pretty, and it really feels like there's giant bubbles floating in your space, and there's weird 3D objects floating around you, and when you move around, they react to that. So it's just a very fun experience.
So the biggest jaw drop I got, actually, which is an old one because we're all used to it, was going to the Apple Store and doing the demo and getting to the spatial experience at the end, where Alicia Keys is right there in front of you in the piano.
Yeah.
That was still the thing which blew me away the most. I know that spatial personas are more impressive, and that's for someone who's been in the Vision Pro since day one. Things like that become more impressive. We weren't expecting it. But that was my biggest jaw drop, honestly, and I had mine delivered.
Turns and looks you in the eyes. You are absolutely right, Munoz.
Yeah, I mean, I
I felt
intentionally.
seen.
even though I had this delivered to my house on day one, I still intentionally went to the Apple Store and did the demo before I came home and opened this up, and that still blew me away. Even though I had years experience in VR already, that still blew me away.
Yeah.
I'm totally with you
Yeah.
on that. I'll share my. I had a very close relative of mine pass away, and I did a eulogy, and I took a photo of the speech that I wrote. And a couple weeks or days into using this thing, I was just messing around on all different features, and I came across the photo, and I blew it up, and it was just like my entire living room, and I reread the eulogy again. And I don't think, as like a 38-year-old man, I don't think I've cried more at that moment. And I just realized, like, I was so in that moment, rereading it and reliving that. And I was just reading words on paper.
Yeah.
It was,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I just think everyone has a different experience in this where you truly are immersed in that moment. And I
Yeah.
don't think I've ever had technology do that for me yet.
Wow. That is deep. But that's the power of technology. When it's done like this, it can really transform you to another time, place. It's almost like reading a good book in that way. When you are that immersed into it, it's literally an out of body experience for sure.
Yeah. I mean, I've been telling all my friends, I mean, I have 2 little daughters, and I've been telling all of them, I'm like, look, I know that you probably don't want to buy this thing, you can't afford it, you think it's stupid, you don't believe in it, I don't care, but here's the truth. Every single video you take today and for the rest of your life, make sure that spatial button's turned on. Because if this does take off and there's people in your lives that you want to see again, I just think like 10 years from now to go back and look at grandma, you know, whoever, right?
Yeah, Jeff.
That is, I don't know, man. I think we're in for a ride in these next couple of years.
Yeah.
I agree.
Have any of you all experienced the Gucci app video experience on here?
Love it.
Still haven't done
Love
that.
it.
Yes.
That's how all storytelling should be done.
Yes.
Yes.
For those of y'all that don't know what I'm talking about, on the Vision Pro, there's an app called Gucci. Obviously, it's about the fashion company or whatever, but it's not really an app. It's a video experience. And it's a video experience unlike anything I've ever seen in my life because it incorporates regular 2D video and then it incorporates facets of augmented reality. As the 2D video is happening in front of your face, you got augmented reality parts coming at you. And then in certain parts, it takes you into a complete virtual environment. So your whole environment is whatever they want that particular thing to be in the video. So it incorporates all of these facets in one video experience, and it is completely mind-blowing. So if you haven't experienced that, I would say definitely check out the Gucci app on the Vision Pro. It's crazy.
Yeah, I'm thrilled and excited to see how storytellers are going to be able to use the Vision Pro to really tell literal outside the box stories. They did such a fantastic job with that Gucci app.
Definitely.
So much so that Jason messaged me and said, "Lisa, you have to check out this app. It's so good."
I'm hoping that if I love like nature documentaries, I know that some people maybe aren't super into nature documentaries, but just imagine, kind of applying the what was in Gucci to a nature document of how it brings like the Amazon forest to life. I'm so excited about that. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. Steven had said that there's a great AI app called Spatial Media Toolkit.
Yes.
And it takes your 2D photos and turns them into a 3D photo, kind of like a spatial photo. And he's saying that it's not perfect, but it does have an emotional impact.
Yeah, that spatial media toolkit is wild because, like you said, it takes your 2D photos and it creates these spatial experiences that makes you feel like you're right there. And it's just like, kind of like what Jeff was talking about earlier, reading the eulogy, like crazy stuff going on, for sure. So I'm curious what you guys' thoughts on what do you feel the future of Apple Vision Pro is? Like, where do you see the product, the software, where do you see it going from here?
I'm looking forward to a wider adoption. I'm really looking forward to, I think that the Apple Vision Pro has been fantastic for the entire VR, AR ecosystem that's out there. You've seen other companies add new features really quickly to try to keep up. I think Apple's now going to have to add new features to keep up with those other companies. That kind of competition seems like it's going to be great. I'm looking forward to more and more people joining us in here. I'm excited when I see people are wearing it out. I think normalizing it is great in public.
Yeah, I think the future, I think we all kind of know where the future is going with it. The glasses themselves will get smaller. Apple already is teaching us to wear the battery pack so they can put more and more things, outsource them to there, and put the processor at our side and just have eventually get the glasses, the goggles themselves really, really small, processors in our pocket, then eventually get rid of the cord. And you'll just have the glasses, which are whether it's Bluetooth or whatever the future technology is. I think it's pretty clear where they're going with it. But I mean, that's down the road.
Yeah, I think ultimately if we can get to a place where they can turn the Vision Pro into a pair of glasses, or at least have some version of a pair of AR mixed reality glasses, I think that'll be very incredible for the future for sure. But even with the Vision Pro itself, I mean, if we can get a lighter version of this and still have like the fully immersive experience and all the mixed reality experiences that we currently have right now with the Vision Pro and just make those better, and like you were saying, Lisa, we can get more adoption for this particular device, I think that's going to be a game changer too.
Can I just put it out there that the device is actually pretty light already? It's like a pound. I know. I feel as if nobody, until months before it came out and people started complaining about, Marquez Brownlee started complaining about the weight, it didn't occur to people to think about that. There was this video I saw on YouTube, which many of you saw also. Those guys who were, they were military and they were doing target practice and they were using their Vision Pros. And I remember one guy on there, he said, hey, I've been wearing night vision goggles for the past 20 years. This is nothing. And it just brings up the concept that everything we do, which is new, we have a learning curve. Even riding a bicycle, when you're a kid, it's uncomfortable the first time, but then you get used to it over time. And so the Vision Pro, I mean, especially in this community, in space community, a lot of people have said the same thing to me. If they haven't done all sorts of alterations to the Vision Pro, they say, it takes about a month, and they don't feel it anymore. So me, I'm just in the solo knit strap, and that's it. Even though I've bought all these other stuff, I'm not as kitted out as Lisa, but I've bought all this other stuff for it. But I'm still just in the solo knit strap and the light seal, and I don't even feel it anymore. I used to, but ultimately it's a pound. Your body gets used to it. If you're wearing it every day for a month, you're not going to feel this.
Yeah, I think to your point, definitely something that you get used to after a while. I mean, like maybe a week or two after I started wearing it for like 3, 4, 5 hours at a time and really didn't even think about it anymore. So it's definitely something you get used to. But that still doesn't stop me from wishing for them to make it a tad bit lighter if they're going to do a Gen 2. So we'll see.
I was just going to say, I think the biggest problem with it right now, and I could see them really spending next year to try to figure it out, is this device is so personal and it is impossible to convey to anybody or articulate the experience that you have. And for it to sell this and normalize it, it's so hard to do right now. And I think that to make this reach a wider audience, I've got to be able to take this off and hand it to a friend and let them feel this. And right now I feel like I just have to go through it and this really complicated process to get them to demonstrate it. You know what I mean? And
yeah,
I don't know. For someone, if I were to hand this to my wife and let her see what I'm doing right now, I think she would get this thing. Yeah. But instead, she just goes I think that's silly. I don't know what you're doing in there,
So I'm gonna ask the rest of you to do what Jeff said he could not do. What if you had to? Well, not what if you had to, but if you're trying to maybe sell the Vision Pro or talk about it to a friend or family member who hasn't had a chance to actually put it on yet. Let's say you knew somebody that was considering buying one. What would you guys tell them to try to nudge them over the edge to make the leap and purchase it?
Tell them to go to the Apple Store. Do the demo at the Apple Store. That's why I keep on telling people, do the demo at the Apple Store.
Yeah, but I think the problem with it is spatial persona is the most unbelievable thing I've experienced since probably the first time I even used FaceTime.
Yes, Jeff.
And it is so hard to use and show somebody that.
Yeah, that's something that people don't get to experience in the Apple Store or when they, you give them a little test run on your own device. That would really, I think, change people's minds.
Yeah. I wonder if Apple will start to incorporate that into the demos.
Yeah,
they should.
I could see them starting to do that.
Yeah, well, Steven commented that they're already changing things up, letting people upload their own videos before a demo. So
yeah, I thought I headlined
that. Yeah, they've been gradually changing things up.
Yeah, I think that they've been doing that though since the beginning. So
No, I just read that they were adding it in. Yeah.
really,
mean,
okay, maybe.
Isn't it funny? Like after you use a spatial persona, what we're doing right now feels like old. You know what I mean? Like someone FaceTimes you and you're like, I don't really want to do this.
I'll probably hear you say that.
Honestly, I'm amazed by how quickly these spatial persona or your personas look really normal to me.
Yeah.
Like, I haven't met you in person, any of you, but to me, like, 5 minutes after being here in space, looking at different people, I was able to, like, it's just normal. You guys just look like people. There's no uncanny valley left. I recognize you when I see you. It's great.
Yeah, I've actually worn into work meetings, so I'm like, hey, they'll get used to it. They don't even think about it that much anymore. It's interesting.
Well, now you do all your videos wearing it, right?
Me too.
Oh, most of them,
Take it
yeah.
off anymore.
Most of them, yeah.
We don't see your face anymore.
Well, you never saw my face.
We got to come here to see your face.
Right. I think the Vision Pro is an interesting device for me because when you think about something like the MetaQuest, you think about that as a gaming device. And that's all fun and well, but I feel like the Vision Pro is more of a productivity device. When I wear this, I can literally do my job. I can work, but at the same time, I could be watching or listening to a YouTube video, or I could be watching a movie trailer, or I could be browsing my social media or the web or doing different things. So I can literally take my multitasking to the next level when I'm wearing the Vision Pro. And I just think that just the productivity and the use cases that you can get out of it make it a different level headset than something like a MetaQuest 3 or 2 or whatever that.
I agree. And if it's okay, I just want to say one thing back to the last topic. I couldn't really say it. With kind of giving people demos, I think that whole eye and hand setup process is actually a great thing because I think it gives people a sense of the magic of the Vision Pro in a sort of controlled environment where they're not going to accidentally, oh no, where did my window go? Oh no, I deleted an app. Oh no, what happened? It's just a very controlled setup. It's super easy to do, and you can easily walk someone through it. I'm sorry, just wanted to put that out.
Shout out to all my in-space friends who came through for the Apple Vision Pro round table. Appreciate them making time for that. But if you want to know some things that I feel like the Vision Pro are missing, check out this video right there.